Alright, 2002 Saturn LS. I have it lifted right here because I actually thought the stabilizer link on this one was broken. The stabilizer pin, stabilizer link, stabilizer bar, what people call them. It got a bolt sticking out, straight bar about 8 inches, 9 inches, and another bolt sticking out. It goes from the strut to part of the bottom part of the knuckle over here. Well, I know our mechanic replaced those a year ago, but when my wife was hitting the potholes, you hear a lot of ding, 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 like clank, 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 clank. Normally, on these cars, it's notorious for that stabilizer link to break. So it's Sunday right now. So yesterday she told me about it. So the shop's closed Sunday, Monday. So I jacked it up just to look at it to see, how bad the damage was. Well, you can see the stabilizer pins back here. And this is it right here. I'm under the wheel well behind the tire. It's right here, it's connected right here, then it goes down right there. Well, it's good. I mean, it's really, really, really good. So I went to go check the other side since I know these cars are notorious for that. Everything was good on that. So I said, what the heck? So I was going to take the tires off. So I look under the car, and this is what I find. Now, my wife is very good with this car. She treats this car very good. But look at the heat shield. That heat shield is mangled and completely torn down, and then the brake line was snagged on something back there also. So we borrowed the car out, not borrowed it out to somebody used my wife's car and came back making the noise. So I think my wife would have known if she was 4x4ing. So it's not the sway bars, it's the heat shield. So the good thing with heat shields are they're easy to bend up. I'm definitely gonna have to jack this car up more. I'll be right back. Before you keep watching, let me straighten something out, because I do show how to replace the heat shield, how to put it up. But it wasn't even the heat shield. After I did all that work, I drove the car. I had to jack it up in the middle, and it turned out what I found out was on the springs that the struts go through, the bottom link of the springs were broken off and sitting on the cap. So when you hit a bump, the spring was just coming up and falling down on it, and it was a hard bumps doing it. So I do have to replace the springs, but since we got warranties on that, that's all going back to the shop. But here's how to do the heat shield. Okay, I'm under the car right now on my back. I jacked it up some more where my big ass could fit underneath here. Should let it cool down some more. I feel the heat off the exhaust. I bent it up. This is very easy to bend up, but here's my dilemma. It's not marking up with the screw holes. The bolt holes is not marking up with them right there or right there. See? And this right here is crinkled back here very, very, very bad. So see, there's little like washers. That's like a washer right there, and this little screw is holding onto that washer. And then move this up right here, and that little screw is holding onto that washer, and there's one in the front. Well, this whole side was actually ripped off, so this actually is hitting on the exhaust every time my wife hits a bump. It's not the sway bar link, it's this right here. So I'm looking at all the rust underneath there. See that rust? I want to actually buy some rust 15, some Pour 15 or some rust doctor, and I gotta treat that. But right now this is about this. So what I have is some little washers. So I'm gonna put some WD-40 rust. Oh man, I don't even know if I want to be able to get those out, but I'm gonna try. And put some WD-40 rust remover on these to pull these down, and put a bigger washer underneath it. All right, but I'm gonna try to push it forward to line that hole up enough with a little rubber mallet. I'll hit it from the back right here with a rubber mallet. Like I said, this is it's very easy to move. So I'm gonna try right now. I'm just gonna try to line up best I can. All right, so I'm gonna go down there and see if I can persuade with a rubber mallet to get that kink out, to straighten it out some, so the holes could fit perfect. Before I start that, I'm gonna put some WD-40 on the rusty screws that I gotta try to get out. But these are the washers I told you about. See, they got a really little hole, but there's a big washer area. So these are what I'm going to put under the washers. Since the holes were ripped off, you got to have something bigger to try to hold it up. So I'm going to do the WD-40 and the persuader first. Alright, it wasn't even a minute down here working with this. I WD-40'd all 3 of them. Actually, I'm gonna take this one off even though it's holding the back, but I'm gonna put a whole washer underneath that whole thing. But that's close enough for government standards. If it's both of them are in the hole, not all the way around circle, but it's enough to hold this piece up. So I gotta go get my sockets. That's a tiny one. Maybe that's a 6.5. Either way, I'll let you know what socket it is when I get there. I let WD-40 rust remover sit on these nuts, and boy, so far did I luck out. They're actually coming off pretty easy. Got the back one off already. The washer is actually part of the nut. So I got this one and then the one in front that I gotta get off. But I let the WD-40 rust bust sit on there for a while. Okay, hello Murphy, Murphy's Law. Look right there. Look what I'm holding in my hand. Only one that broke off, and it does need to be up in there. Something needs to be in there. So more than likely what I'm gonna do is just get a small sheet metal screw and a washer, and right there, right next to it, put a sheet metal screw and a washer right in there, and then I'll primer and paint it. I don't want it to rust, but twisted right off on that one. So I got these two back here. I got the washers that I can put them on right now. And then I gotta see, these came out. I'll put some more WD-40 before I put them back on. That one came out good, and that one came out good, but they're really rusty. If I would actually took my time more on this one and put in more WD-40, it probably would have came out, but it was just a harder angle to get at. So let me get these other 2 more WD-40 and get the washers ready. Alright, so these are the washers right here, see? And I'm gonna put this right here, then the washer on top of it, to give me more space to hold it. So I'm going to bring it back up, and then the washer's going to go, and then the other screw. So I'm going to get the hammer and kind of bend that straight a little bit. Alright, there you go. Now I'm just going to take my time and tightening that up right there and see how it holds the heat shield up. And this is going to be the other one right here. I'm going to do the exact same thing. And then the front one, we're going to have to figure something out. Okay, seeing that the other one broke off when we just taken it off, that's as tight, as comfortable as I feel like getting it. It's not going to go anywhere because there's still some rust on there. But I'm not going to bog them down because the other one broke off with me just trying to remove it. So I got it as tight as I feel comfortable, that it's not gonna break the screw off. I almost forgot to put the washer on that one. I had to take it back off to put the washer on it. See, the washer just gives you that much more space to hold it. And you could actually get bigger washers if you need to. But I've done this to a 2007 also, and it's still holding to date. Alright, so this was my solution. This was the one that broke out. See a shade better? That's the one that broke off right there. I got a sheet metal screw. That's a sheet metal screw, but it's not too long of a one. Hell, that's probably long enough though. Like if you see the distance. What I don't want to do is you don't want to shoot it too deep into the car itself. But you need a sheet metal screw to start drilling. Now I'm not going to try to put it exactly where this one was right here. Exactly in. I'm going to put it like maybe 1/8 of an inch to the side of where that one was. And then I got my drill to get the sheet metal screw started. I've had my glasses on this whole time working underneath the car because you know how easy it is to get a rusty piece of metal in, so I want to tell you that. And I've had my jack stands and the car braced every time I've been working underneath here. Alright, I'm just going to show you because I'm going to need 2 hands, but I know you get the gist of what I'm doing here. I got a sheet metal screw. They're self-tapping sheet metal screws. And I'll put this right here and the sheet metal screw right here with the drill. This and the sheet metal screw, and I'm going to shoot it straight into the sheet metal. And then I'm actually going to primer and paint this or put something over the top. Roofing tar is good also. There you have it, Bob's Druckle. Angle to see if you can see that. All it was a sheet metal screw and a washer, and I shot it right up there. Now I do have some undercoating also, so I'm just going to spray the undercoating on that right there. All over that. The undercoating I have is just Harbor Freight undercoating. But you see the whole thing is up now, and what it was this heat plate was hitting on this right here really loud every time I hit a bump. and now the heat plate's steady, sealed all the way down, so it shouldn't rattle anymore. And this is what we were thinking was the sway bar links, but it wasn't. It was just the heat shield that somebody hit. This is the chassis paint I had. I'm just gonna spray a little bit on there so it don't rust, or protects it a little bit more. And if you remember the before and after, that was all folded down over the muffler. Now it's back up where it should be. Okay, it's done. I showed you how to use. I've used if you're gonna use sheet metal screws to put it up, get small ones just thick enough that you need to use the job. You don't want real big ones that stick all the way in your car, all the way up where you put your feet at. So I did put a little bit of undercoating on that little one that I had to screw in there, because I think it's zinc, but I don't know if zinc rust. So what I did see underneath this car is everything's like beautiful. It's all plastic, so it won't ever rust. So underneath there's some rust, so I'm gonna try some Rust Doctor and some Pour 15 on it. The back brakes is a whole different thing. I tried bending it back by hand, but it's a stiff cable and it wouldn't bend back by hand. So that's gonna be a whole different thing, you know. Sometimes when it does it anyways, but when I turn this right here, you hear the brakes engaged just a little bit, but they're engaged a little bit, so it's going to cause more heat back there than it should. Either way, thanks for watching. Like I said, we thought it was a stabilizer link or a stabilizer bar, and it turned out it was the heat shield. So I completely trust my mechanic 110%. So if I took it in there, he would have just charged me to put that heat shield up, and it would have been a couple bucks. But if you don't really know your mechanic or whatever, they would have fixed your heat shield. It would have cost them one screw and charged you for, you know, a stabilizer link. So that's why I said you really got to trust your mechanic. But now I'm going to do a video on why you shouldn't let anybody drive your car. All right, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and share. My goal is to get like 1,300 videos up. I'm at 420 right now, and 1,300 is a goal for me because I know income wise off my videos what it'll bring for me, and that's what I'm pushing for. So thank you very much for watching, following, subscribing, and sharing. Bye bye.